everyone. Welcome to episode number 3 of See You Next Thursday. After the roaring success of our Parenting 101 episode last week, which achieved record views on YouTube, 137 to be precise.
138.
Oh yeah, it's got
One more.
Yeah. We're back with another episode. Today we had a week off because I was on holiday, obviously. So now we're going to be back and raring to go. Today we're going to be debunking some common myths that might exist amongst you and your household that your parents probably told you as a kid, and you realise when you're older they are not even slightly true. And then we'll move on to some funny fails that we've read and we've come across in our lives. So, do you wanna kick off with some myths?
Yes. I don't know whether this is like an Asian thing, but basically I made a list of stuff. So the first one is I was always told that if I go to sleep with wet hair, I'll catch a cold and I'll wake up with a headache. You heard of that before?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not because I've never tried it. But I feel like that is a myth.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, I can see where it kind of probably derived from, like standing out in the pissing rain and you're wet and you get cold.
Yeah.
But, going to be a wet hair just makes your pillow wet. It's not gonna.
Yeah, because it happens in films, isn't it? It's like, oh, you're out in the rain and you come back home and you're like, oh, achoo! Like you catch a cold.
Like what? Achoo.
Maybe it's more sort of like Asian or Korean dramas where they're like freezing cold in the rain and then they catch a cold.
And they do a really polite sneeze.
Achoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly we don't sneeze like that, but you know what I mean. Okay, another one here. If you swallow 8 spiders a year while sleeping.
8 spiders? Oh, I bet. Yeah. So I used to have a weird, not fear of that, but I used to be quite wary of it when I was younger. People definitely, you say that's when you get in school, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Spiders crawling into your mouth at night. Like, do they? I can't imagine they'd even get near you.
Isn't it? Because they'll be scared of humans.
Yeah, I can imagine if a fly. Flies are stupid, so they'll just fly. And you hear them sometimes in your ear, don't you? They fly past.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
You'd need to record it. Someone must have done some studies and debunked it.
Yeah, I just thought, especially like if we're not lying on the floor when we sleep, unless you're Koreans, they sleep on the floor. Because that would make sense if they crawl on you. But we're on the freaking bed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to come near you. Sometimes, like Daddy Longlegs, is going to float down to you
now. They could just dangle from above and you don't realise.
like Spider-Man. Just down.
Yeah. So, I don't know how true that is. This one, you can validate whether this is true or not. Drinking alcohol raises your body temperature.
My body temperature goes up when I'm hungover. Fair
enough. Although if you're Asian, you would.
Oh yeah, you just glow red.
Yeah, you just glow red. Yeah, so you're definitely I mean, it probably does raise the temperature and everything.
Yeah, saying that. Yeah, there are some people that obviously suffer from that. Yeah. That's probably those people that invented this myth. Probably.
But I was doing a little bit of research about it. Apparently, in reality, alcohol actually lowers your core body temperature. You might feel warmer when you drink, but that's the booze and your brain getting together and playing tricks on the rest of your body.
Whoa.
Little fact there. Another one. I don't know if you know this one. Cracking your knuckles too much will cause arthritis. You crack a lot, don't you?
Yeah. So I actually have a scientific answer for this question. So my osteopath. Go on then. So I've been seeing an osteopath, as you know. And he was like, "Oh, do you crack your neck or your back?" I was like, "Yeah, literally like multiple times a day." Yeah. And he goes, "You should stop doing that because basically what happens is, your bones, your body, you're basically so hard to explain. It's basically that point where you crack is your body will start using that as almost like a weak spot almost. Okay. So it won't bother using the rest of your back because that part of your spine is so loose because you crack it so much. It'll just use that spot, so it'll stiffen up the rest of your back, and that's what leads to arthritis technically. And that's where it kind of. He says if you're like active, it only really affects old people. He said, but if you're like, if you're pretty active, it doesn't really matter. But he said, it will just make you more stiff, if that makes sense. Just by cracking certain points. Like he said, don't crack your neck because it'll just make you do it more because you'll just like seize up a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know it's difficult. Obviously, it's like
it feels so good.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's a great relief for about 10 minutes, and you just want to do it again. But he said, in the long run, if you don't do it, it's better. And it's just air pockets. He said it's just air pockets. You're just releasing. That's why it feels so good.
That's true.
So same for your fingers, really.
Yeah.
But it's a bit different with your fingers because obviously there's only 3 different points. And I crack all points.
Jesus, mate.
So do it now in the microphone.
Oh, that did. Oh.
Little ASMR.
Why? Yeah, awful. Yeah, great. Thanks. Pulling out a grey hair, and 2 will grow in its place.
Again, no, I don't think that's a thing.
No. Do you have any? I don't think you have any grey hairs. Not yet.
Yeah, I do, but not like I'm not a Phil Schofield. Well, not in the older version of Schofield that was known to be a silver fox, and not a nonce.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob is not a nonce, everyone.
Yeah.
The 5-second rule.
Oh yeah, but everyone does that. And sometimes if it's a nice bit of food, you'll be like, 3-second rule. So you just don't want to ruin it for those last 2 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of shit on the floor, like bacteria.
Yeah. I mean, if something falls on the floor on our living room carpet or like our rug, and you pick it up even after 1 second, it's like, nah, just hair.
What about if like Harry drops like a snack on the floor, like a rice cake?
If it's on the wooden floor, you can get away with it because it's not as bad as if it's the rug. You kind of have to examine it, and you just see one tiny bit of hair. You're like, nah.
Yeah, not worth it.
By that point, he's probably picked it up and ate it anyway. So.
Yeah, true. That's true. Drink 8 glasses of water a day.
Oh, I just read about that one actually. See, I try and do this, but it's so difficult. It's not 8 glasses per se, but like 2 liters, whatever they say.
Yeah.
Is there actually? I found it here actually because I might be on the same website you're on. Some people may be perfectly hydrated with fewer than 8 glasses, and others might need more.
Yep.
See, that's probably a height thing as well. Like, you might need less water than me because you're shorter than me. Or like
exactly.
Kids need less water. So you can drown yourself drinking too much water, can't
you? Yep. I also heard that you could die from eating too many bananas.
What, because of potassium?
Potassium. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the number is.
I'm gonna Google it right now. How many?
At school, people are like, you can't eat too many bananas, you'll die. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But one banana's enough.
You're gonna come in with like a rucksack of bananas. How many do you need? To get radiation poison. Right, here we go.
God.
Oh, how many answers, for fuck's sake? Okay, right. You need at least 10,000 bananas. No, sorry, 1,000 bananas. Which would increase risk of death by 1 in a million. In other words, for death to ensue, 1,000,000 times 1,000, or 1,000,000,000. 1,000,000,000 bananas would have to be consumed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're doing like a competition.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably not even 1,000,000,000 bananas on the planet, so.
Yeah. So this one, I think this might be an Asian thing, Chinese thing. If you're on your period, don't eat or drink anything cold, or it'll make your cramps worse. And basically, for Chinese people, in fact, just stop eating anything cold. Have you heard of this?
Nah, not heard that. I've heard of the one where you give birth, obviously, you don't shower or do anything like that.
But that's not a myth, though. That's more sort of tradition.
It's a thin line of what means what.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, because Mum was always like, "Oh, you'll know when you're old." Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
By that point, it'll be too late.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too old to care.
Yeah. Yeah. What other myths were you told when you were a kid?
I was just looking at some actually, but scary ones. You're gonna hate me for bringing them up.
Go on, then.
There was obviously the Bloody Mary one. If you say it in the mirror 3 times, she will appear. That
is this when you're eating an apple at the same time or brushing your hair at the same time?
No, this is just saying it, I think.
Really?
It's including that, yeah.
Okay.
Because it says about it on this website here.
God, just give me a quick already.
Perhaps the most famous modern myth, this tale suggests that if you are looking in the mirror and say Bloody Mary a specified number of times, something will happen. It's the what doesn't make sense. It's what that legend disagrees on. In the earliest versions, an unmarried woman would see the face of her future husband in the glass or a skull. She were destined to die before being wed. God. So that evolved into something more gory. Okay, so it's come from that originally.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been loads of films based off that. Okay, so it's a bit of a myth. Scary as fuck though. You wouldn't do it.
Nah, I wouldn't risk it. Nah.
Nah. Scary as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what other scary ones there are, but yeah, that one. There's also another one, apple related. It's like if you peel an apple. Is that what you call it? Peel an apple and you do it in front of the mirror, and if it breaks, then something comes out of the mirror, or something like that.
What a fucking apple monster!
I don't know, mate. Oh, speaking of apples, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Nah, man.
What's like 5 fruit and veg a day? What the fuck does that do? Jack shit.
Yeah, that's more like a health recommendation rather than. No, is it a myth?
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, but is it based off a myth? Who knows?
True.
Yeah. There's always other ones as well, like Bigfoot. Is he a myth? We're talking literal myths rather than like. I guess there's different categories of myths, right? Because the ones we started off with are like sort of urban legends almost.
Yeah.
Like old wives' tales, and then you got the actual myths and legends like fucking Loch Ness monster.
Loch Ness monster. Yeah, that's true. What about the one where if you come out of your door, leave your house, and you see like a cat walking under a ladder, or if you walk under a ladder, something like that?
Yeah. If you walk under a ladder, it's bad luck. If you smash a mirror, it's bad luck for 7 years.
Yeah.
If you see a black cat, then bad luck. But I used to have 2 black cats for like 14 years.
Did you get any bad luck?
Explains my bad luck now. Forever got bad luck.
Yeah.
It's all those other shitty ones though. Then it's like stepping on a things in the street where the drains go under. Like stand on a drain. People avoid those like the plague, don't they?
I do avoid them if I can.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't bother me. I did the ladder thing for years, but then I just thought, fuck it, I just walk under one. Nothing happened.
Yeah. Opening an umbrella indoors.
Yes, that's a big one.
Do you do that?
To dry it off, yeah, you kind of have to, right?
Just open and shut outside, then dry.
I can't do that from a balcony. I'll bloody take off like Mary Poppins.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're fucked then if you open the umbrella indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of all these, I think when I was a child, I was always told about it, and I think I genuinely do believe some of them.
Yeah, I think you just kind of learn to. There's the ones that stick with you purely for like it's almost like a nostalgia thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just like, I've done it for this long, so I might as well just carry on.
Exactly. Yeah. Why break it, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all the ones I had. The myths.
Yeah, there's so many. I didn't realize how many there were. Like, I'm just on Wikipedia now. List of urban legends. Like, even just for A. Oh, it's like Area 51. Okay.
That's what's Area 51?
Yeah, where all the aliens supposedly are in.
Oh right. Oh god. In
America.
There's a lot of alien chat right now.
Yeah, because they had that thing, wasn't it? The bloke who used to work there did I don't know what they call them.
I don't know either.
Congress chat.
Yeah.
But he presented absolutely zero evidence. Like, cool. Yeah, there are aliens there. Have you got proof? No. Great.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at more, but there's just so fucking many. Krampus, what's that? Also known as the Christmas Devil.
As in Scrooge.
Must be, yeah. Yeah, he scares children. It's called Krampus.
Krampus. I think that might be like an American version.
Yeah, I think these are all American. What else? We got Momo the Monster. Yeah, from Louisiana, Missouri. Yeah, cool. The Owl Man from Cornwall. Okay. Legend describes as an owl-like creature said to have seen in 1976 in a village called Mount Mornan in Cornwall. Which is a bloke on a fucking stag do or something. Fancy dress. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, these are all just really stupid ones. I think the ones we covered
made up.
Yeah, I think the ones we covered are like the standard ones that everyone sort of believes, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, defo.
And some people come in the room in a different, like walking backwards, because it gives them gave them good luck once.
Yeah. Also, another thing is like how to get rid of hiccups. I was told, I'm pretty sure, like they were pulling my leg when I was a kid. They said, "Oh, if you to get rid of hiccups, you have to stand in a bin and like turn around 3 times." I actually did it.
Fucking hell! Saw you coming.
Oh, mate.
There's quite a few more here actually. Well done. Fish is brain food. So like when I was younger, my granny used to have like those omega-3 tablets.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, it's really good for your brain and all that shit. And it turns out it actually is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just reading here. It's a good source for omega-3, which is good for your brain function.
I suppose that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it didn't appear to help me that much, did it? So
questionable. Also,
if you were to cross your eyes, they'll stay that way. Okay, I've had that one before.
Oh, God.
What were you going to say? Sorry. Go on.
No, you reminded me of the whole like if you eat carrots, it'll help you see in the dark.
Oh yeah,
dark, I can't fucking see shit, mate. Carrots aren't gonna help me.
Yeah. So when you think of that as well, all I can think of is like night vision goggles. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna eat all these carrots, and I'm suddenly like fucking Predator, the film.
Yeah.
But like super.
Yeah. I wish it was that, but nah. And we were told that as well. Like, eat fish eyes. That's what my mum used to tell her. Oh, eat fish eyes and make your eyes really nice and big. These eyes ain't gonna get any bigger than this.
I mean, they could have been absolutely tiny before. This is what
maybe. That's as big as I could get.
Yeah.
Yeah. No amount of fish eye is gonna help.
Nope. Poor fish. All those eyes wasted.
Yeah, I think shall we move on to funny fails then?
Yeah, go on in.
I'm sure you've got a load of funny fails.
See, there's a lot of stuff that is funny, but I just can't remember it because I've kind of like pushed it to the back of my mind because it's just so cringeworthy.
Fair. I mean, if I bounce a few, I'm sure you're gonna chime in. One was actually related to you. Is when you invited us to Harry's birthday party at the trampoline park. Me and Mila went. There's a big sort of area where it's like the big pillow, inflatable. I'm calling it pillows, but it's like the square thing, right near the soft play bit. And there's like a trampoline. There's a trampoline first, and then the pillow's here. You have to like jump on the trampoline to land into the pillow because they're closed off the stairs, so you can't jump from the top. So anyway, I was like jumping and jumping. So I like chucked Mila into it first. She landed fine. And I thought, I'm going to do the same. So I was like jumping on the trampoline, thinking I can effortlessly jump and land in the pillow. Fucking didn't. I missed it. Bounced back. There's a ledge. It's fucking ledge.
Oh, my God.
And I landed on my back. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, it's dangerous, man. That
was dangerous.
Yeah.
No one helped me, but they saw it. There was like a dad that saw it and he just pretended like he didn't see him walk past. Just a bit embarrassing. Yeah, that was a massive fail.
Oh, it could have been so much worse though.
Yeah, I know. It landed literally on my back. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, not as easy as it looks.
Yeah. I always have this issue because I've been so tall. I always hit my head on the bus without fail, or on a train. The metal poles. I'll always do it. And it's really obvious as well because I go, oh fuck's sake. It's like I'll see it and I'll just go into it and then go douche. And I know people can see it. I know they can.
Yeah.
And they just obviously no one can say anything. I'll just laugh. I laugh with them. If I saw someone do that, I'd laugh.
Have you ever had a bruise from it or a bump?
No. Oh, it's funny actually. Yesterday, Harry bumped his head on the table.
Right.
I was like leaning on him over dinner, like just joking around with him. But he was like pushing his head against my shoulder, and my shoulder's like this way. The table's behind my shoulder. His head's here, and I've moved my shoulder out of the way. He's just gone. Fully gets like the corner of the table and he's like started screaming and crying. It's just like this little bruise on his head. But where this like bump is, he's hit his head so many times at that point. It's just like this forever sort of.
It's indented in there.
Yeah, just like his lump, permanent lump on his head.
Oh shit.
He was all right about 10 seconds later after I gave him some strawberries.
Yeah, nice. Did you have to explain to nursery?
No. He tripped down the stairs.
He fell over. It was an accident.
Yeah. Fell into my back of my head.
Oh God. Oh, no. That horror when you know that you were the one that caused the accident.
Yeah, because you know people might judge you for it as well. Or
Yeah.
like if he's got a bruise on his arm or leg or whatever. You're like, no, he genuinely fell over. I promise. And if you get social services knocking on the door like that.
Yeah.
That must happen a lot though.
I think so. Yeah. Unless, it depends on the severity of it, right?
Yeah, I imagine so. If it's regular as well. Well, all kids get regular bruises, right? But
Mm.
I guess it depends where.
Yeah. So another one. So it's related to Mila. So there's like these sort of like toy lawn mowers that you can get. It's like these plastic things, plastic mini lawn mowers. Mum bought one for all the kids, and you have to put like a bubble liquid into this little lawnmower thing, and then as soon as you push the lawnmower, the bubbles come out. So Mila thought, she'll be really clever. I'll pour the bubble mix into the hole. She thought she'll be even more clever. She can lift the lawnmower to prove how strong she is. She lifted it up. She took the whole fucking like liquid came out, went all over her head. Obviously, it would sting, right? Because it was all over her fucking hair. She was screaming her head off because she's like proper neat freak. Like any sort of dirt or anything, she freaks out. So the whole fucking thing, I saw it right in front of my eyes. I'm like, oh fuck. She was screaming.
I laughed so much.
I know. I could not. I really wanted to laugh, but I couldn't because she was screaming her head off.
Yeah. Just laugh behind her back later on.
Yeah. So I let her calm down, and then afterwards I'm like, that's really stupid what you did. But that's funny. So this was another one that we went to Thailand for our honeymoon. So we tried all this different types of food, right? Obviously we had a lot of Thai food, so we felt like switch it up. So we went to an Indian restaurant. My go-to is the veg madras. Love it. So I started to eat it, and I was getting a bit cocky. I'm like, oh, this isn't spicy. I can handle it. And then by the fucking second mouthful, I'm like, fuck, my mouth was burning. I was sweating. My lips were actually swollen from the spice because it's so fucking spicy. Thai people eat a lot of spicy food, but Thai people in India, in an Indian restaurant, that's fucking next level. I don't know what they put in it, but it was so spicy. And then I had to, embarrassingly, I had to ask them for yogurt, the mango lassi. I'm just like, I can't do it because I was burning. But that's by the second, third mouthful, and I still had a whole big plate of it. But I had to eat it all. Can't waste it.
Did it say on the menu there's you've got the chilies next to it or something?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. The waiter even said, "Oh, it's quite spicy. Are you sure?" Like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's a lesson to me not to be so cocky, because I can't handle that much spice.
Yeah, because once you have too much spice, it just ruins it completely.
It does, man. You can't do anything.
It's not even a flavor. It's just pain.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm pretty sure my tongue was numb from it all. My lips were definitely swollen from it. Never again.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yep.
I'll get someone fail I had, but it was like an annoying fail. It wasn't particularly funny. It was my driving test, my first one.
Right.
I'm just I'm driving along, it's going perfectly, right? About 20, 25 minutes into it. So it's nearly an end. I did it by it's near where you used to live, at Beddington area.
West Wickham.
Nah, maybe. No, it's Beddington.
All right. Okay, that way. Oh, okay,
yeah. I'm just driving down this road. It's literally a normal road, like a normal row of houses.
Spacious.
Yeah, I couldn't fuck it up. And suddenly she slams the brake down. I'm like, what the fuck? She goes, points up. She goes, no entry sign. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm already halfway in, so I'm like, can I just reverse and forget it? She goes, no, sorry. I'm like, why? Just forget it. Like, no.
So that's during your test?
Yeah, it's during the test. With literally 5 minutes to go, I was just fucking fuming.
That counts as a major, right?
Yeah, that was a major. Yeah, so that was that. I nearly fucked up the second time as well, because similar sort of thing. I was literally going into the test center. I was there, the home straight. I'm there, and there's this family walking on the side of the road, and there's no path, so they're kind of just in the road in a single file.
Right.
I'm driving along. Instructors to the left of me, And the rule, I always say the rule is don't go too far outwards because it might be oncoming traffic. So I just followed that rule to like a T. Because I'm gonna break the rules as I got my test because they could just fuck you over. So I just pulled over like to the middle of the road to go around the family, and he just grabbed my steering wheel and swung it to the right. The test instructor. I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, why didn't you go over? So why didn't you go right over to the other side? Because of oncoming traffic. You're not supposed to go over to the far side. He goes, yeah, but you can see there's a family there. They could have jumped out any time. I'm like, they're not gonna fucking jump out. Obviously, like, so what's the rules then? What's the fucking rules? Do I stay a little bit away, or do you want me to go right over? So, and I think he didn't know what to do. We got literally, I'm not even joking. It was literally a few meters to the finish. Done a perfect route, and he was just sitting there. You could see him deliberating as well, and he's just like, "Okay, I'm going to pass you this time." I'm like, "Oh, this gives me like anxiety." Again. And I needed it to get my license for Japan to do the go-karting thing that we did.
Oh, right. You need a license for go-karting?
Yeah, you know that Mario go-karting thing? I did.
Oh, my days.
Have I ever shown you it?
No.
Yeah. Oh, so literally like that week we went to Tokyo. We went to Japan, but then we started off in Tokyo, and they do like a go-karting thing. You literally drive on the streets of Japan, like around Tokyo.
Oh, my God. How have I not known this about you?
Yeah, that's why I never showed you. It's literally so cheap as well. It was like 50 quid equivalent. And you just drive around like a group of 6 people. There's a guy at the front, and you literally drive on motorways. You drive through like Shibuya Square, around and everyone's just staring at you in a Mario costume.
Fucking hell.
It was sick. But you had to have an international license to
do it. Yeah.
And it was a bank holiday as well. I just managed to get that slot. And I was like, you fucking bastard! If you fail me, I want to actually kill you. And I told my driving instructor. She was like, oh, really? You grabbed your wheel and you still passed? Normally that's like an instant major, like instant fail. But God,
that's wicked. You basically did a Tokyo drift dressed as Mario.
Yeah, sick. I'll show you. I got videos and stuff. We had they gave us a GoPro to use, like a rented one.
My God, yeah. Then we got to post this on the pod to show people.
Yeah, I'll have a look for it. It's quite old now. It's about 5-6 years ago. But yeah, it's sick, man. The best one. If you ever want to go on holiday, like if you've got time and money, it isn't cheap, but Japan is sick.
Is it?
Best holiday done.
That's wicked.
No one speaks English, but
yeah,
it's sick, man. Best thing I've done.
Nice. Driving test. That reminds me. So you passed on second time round.
Yeah, and this is automatic, embarrassingly as well. Not even manual. I know, shocking.
But you drive.
I didn't thought like. Yeah, I drive an automatic now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
Damn, that's really confusing. But it's good that he passed you because you're right. It's like, what are the rules then? Yeah,
I follow the rules or don't.
Yeah.
Which I think is what he did in the end. So
driving is a funny thing, man. It's like what counts as a major and what counts as a minor. And if you have like 16 minors, it's like that's it.
I mean, you do well to get 16 minors. That's like every single turn. Minor.
You might as well just fail me now. I don't remember how. I'm pretty sure I was close to like 8, 9 minors on my first one. Obviously, I failed.
Oh shit! Yeah, but it's nerve-wracking as fuck though.
It is nerve-wracking, man.
It's so nerve-wracking because it's like, especially now, my cousin's been trying to do it. I think he failed his first one, and then the waiting list for the next one was like 7 months. So it's like,
whoa!
It all backed up from COVID because no one could do their tests.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been it's scary. You got to follow a sat nav now, haven't you? I think.
Is it?
Yeah, you have to follow a sat nav basically the whole way because that's what most people do these days. Which I wouldn't be able to do.
That's pretty tricky. I guess, to kind of test how you can multitask. Can you drive and also look at the screen at the same time? Yeah.
Which a lot of people clearly can't.
Yeah. Good God. Okay. Didn't know that. I have one more.
Hit me.
Funny fail. So this was like years and years ago when I was a teenager. We would spend like our summers in Hong Kong just because 6 weeks long and my parents didn't know what to do with us. So me and my sister would always spend our time in Hong Kong with mum. We went to like a theme park. It's called Ocean Park. Either Ocean Park or Ocean World, don't remember. But it was in Hong Kong. It was wicked. And we were on the escalators, going down the escalators. And my nan joined us at the time. She's passed away now, but yeah, she joined us, and then she's saying something racist about an Indian guy who was in front of us. Like he was literally just literally stood in front of her on the escalator, because there was loads of people. It was during the summertime, and she said something racist about him.
What was it?
Basically, in Cantonese, it's like this. Say Tao Ta. That's literally the words. It's basically she was just cussing him, saying, "Oh, this bloody fucking Indian guy needs to move down. He's too close to us."
Yeah.
And the Indian guy turned around and spoke to my nan and said, "I actually speak Cantonese." He's fully fluent.
No. Fucking hell.
He's fully fluent, man. And then my nan was like, "What can you say? You can't say anything. You literally just called this guy fucking Indian."
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did he kick off, or did he just sort of like?
Nah. He was very gracious about it. He was just like, "Yeah, but I heard everything that you just said, but I speak fluent Cantonese."
Oh God, at least he was alright about it.
Thank God, man. Can you imagine? That was back in the days when people are slightly a bit more polite. But now people won't tolerate that.
Yeah, game over.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably felt a bit proud that he actually understood it almost.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking a piss at me. Well, let me turn around and embarrass you.
Yeah.
The feeling he felt was nowhere near the embarrassment that your mum felt at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
That was enough. That was enough. He didn't need to kick off.
No. Like my nan, her head was down the whole way. We were going down. It's a fucking long escalator. I was like, "Oh God, this is so embarrassing." But yeah, lesson to us all is don't judge. I guess if someone doesn't look a certain way and you think that they can't understand, they probably can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you kind of just know, don't you, if people are talking about you. There's a guy on TikTok who does that actually. He goes, he tours around Asia, but more specifically China and Korea, where they're a bit more what's the word? They're a bit more old school.
Yeah.
The restaurants and stuff. And then he'll go in and act really stupid, and he might try and say a word in Korean or Chinese, and then suddenly he'll just string a whole sentence together, and everyone just turn around and look at him like, "Oh, they're all clapping."
Yeah.
White guy can speak English. Well done. It's pretty cool. I wish I could do that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too late to learn a language if you want to learn Korean.
Oh, it is. Tried Vietnamese. It's too difficult.
Well, Vietnamese is really hard.
Yeah. It's impossible. Harry's picking up quite well.
Is he? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he understands things. Like if you say I don't know, facial features in Vietnamese, he'll point it out.
Yeah. Do you know any Viet?
Singular words, I guess.
Well, like banh mi.
Yeah, it's just bread, isn't it? It sounds so much more exotic in Vietnamese, but it's literally just bread.
Yeah.
Can I have a bread, please?
Oh, I mean, baguette, technically, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, I think it literally translates as bread, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Baguette.
Yeah, sorry. What actual words do you know? Teach us.
I know 1 to 3 is Maud Hai Ba.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let me close my eyes and see if it's Viet.
But I have to put the accent on it. It just sounds nothing like it.
Go on then.
What's the Vietnamese accent? Is like a sound, isn't it?
Oh my days.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
But I can't do that because I wasn't brought up with it. So I can't say the word in that accent because I have no idea how to incorporate the two together.
Yeah, fair. I mean, that was pretty accurate. Oh, crying. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's all my funny fails.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've got any more. I do have some, but I just can't think of what.
Drunken ones, surely.
Yeah, ones where I've fallen over and shit like that. But then at the time, they don't really seem like a fail because I'm like, yeah, falling over. Yeah. This is what I wanted.
Goal achieved.
Yeah.
I mean, what about your latest trip abroad? Do you have any funny fails there?
Not really. I don't think. It's a pretty smooth holiday, to be honest.
No trouble? Because trouble always comes finding you, innit?
Yeah. No, we didn't really have any issues like that. Everyone was very well behaved.
Very good.
And plus, we just couldn't really hack it. Although, to be fair, the first 2 nights we stayed out to like 4:30 in the morning, which was like fucking hardcore. I wasn't expecting that. Then the next night, the third night, we were just like, let's call it a day at like midnight. Yeah, I'm surprised it even lasted till then, to be honest.
Bloody hell.
And then I obviously had the 3 days in Porto, which is good. Oh, I learned an amazing fact about tea.
Yes.
So Chinese for tea is like cha, right?
Ta, yeah.
Yeah, ta. Right? Yeah, so that's what the tour guide told us. So I did like a wine tour. It's got, Porto is the same as port wine.
Yep.
So Portuguese actually went over to Japan in like the 17th century over, and they took tea back to Portugal, and the Portuguese transported it to the UK.
Yep.
This is a mind-blowing fact, by the way. The Portuguese then transported it to the UK.
Yep.
And on the wait, where the fuck is this fact?
Cliffhanger.
So yeah, I know. So in Portuguese, where the fuck is that thing? It's like
stay with us.
Yeah. So basically, in English, the translation is transport of aromatic herbs. Yeah. And in Portuguese, that abbreviation is TEA. So when it got to UK, on the side of a big box, it would say TEA. So the British couldn't be asked to call it its full name, so they just abbreviated the T. So from then, it's just been called T.
Wow.
So it's actually abbreviation.
Transport of what now?
Transport aromatic herbs. But in Portuguese, it's like TEA. It's like transport.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
That's
pretty cool.
Oh, here we go. Right. The Portuguese borrowed their word for tea, cha, from Cantonese in the 1550s via their trading posts of South China, especially Macau. Blah, 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 blah.
Big up Macau.
Yeah. There is a word for it. But yeah, tea isn't actually tea. It's just an abbreviation.
I like that. And it's classic that the Brits were too lazy to invent their own name.
Yeah, that's literally what the bloke said in the toy. He's like, yeah, the Brits being Brits, they just named it what they saw in a box. That was it.
Fair. Yeah. That's an interesting fact.
Yeah, I thought that was worth the tour alone. He obviously explained it a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, no way. Tea isn't actually tea. I thought everyone called it tea.
Yeah.
So now I still call it tea instead of cha.
There you go.
That's my fun fact of the day.
Wonderful.
Brilliant.
And cool. Then on that note.
Yeah, on that one. Cool, let's call it a day. Yeah, send us your funny fails and any myths you've followed to this day, or you follow religiously, that are just part of your everyday lives and you couldn't live without them, or you want to live without them but you can't because your OCD stops you from doing it. Yeah, send them in, comment in the boxes below on YouTube, listen via Spotify, and share that shit on Instagram and wherever you want to share it. Yeah, we'll hopefully see you next Thursday.
Will we? Won't we?
Who knows these days?
Who knows?
Enigmas. Cool. Catch you later, guys. See you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.